able to fall back and play the post plant.
And that's the thing, right? In that round there, it's kind of a case where Vitality, they weren't expecting to be given the situation they were given, right? With Electronic going aggressive into party and dealing with the man in mid, getting that advantage, they try and fast play into A, but that was like never the aim of that round. That was never the goal from the outset, and so the pieces just weren't in the right place for Vitality. They were looking to just hold that default and play late in the round with the player just rotating back. Probably was going to be Shox away from B to grab that bomb, or vice versa, right? Just depending on where the kills come in. And because they go so fast into A, they get all that success. Shox is just so late on the rotation with the bomb, and ultimately, it feels like that's what betrayed Vitality there. Would have been a very different round if you weren't able to take those 3v4 gunfights at the A site without a bomb planted, right? Like, if the pressure's applied, it's a very different round. But NAVI still looking good. Boomich was just holding connector. However, the moment he's peeled off, Vitality are trying to get out into mid. Danger's been dodged, though. They take passive lies back inside of the toilet. Simple's actually going to play close to this smoke. Vitality, while it looked like they wanted to take mid, they decided against it. They have this smoke thrown over. They've tried to fake out the mid control while gearing up for this B-side play.
This is a good molly. Boomich is going to tag the player below him. Apex has to move, and they could move him into wallbang positions. Instead, he just smokes it off because he knows NAVI are going to get aggressive off the back of that Molotov. Flamey does, and Boomich with a grenade will finish the job. That's a nice combo for NAVI. I love the utility. Now they've got to have a hold with the rifles. They have 3 players in the pit. It's a mess. Vitality don't know what they're walking into, and they're going to come to regret it. Spraying down his Perfecto with 1. Mizuta trades, but it's come at a cost, and that cost is the round, unless Shox has a 1-on-4 in him.
30 seconds to get it done in, and he might not have the 1-on-4 in him, but he does have a bullet lodged in him. That's courtesy of Boomich, finished off by Flamey. 9 on the board for NAVI, and Team Vitality, this is a huge deficit to be sat at. A partial investment looming in this round, I'm imagining. 2 players, alternatively could get relegated down to Galils, but at this point, I kind of want to see Vitality prioritize the money a bit more and maybe look to bring an AWP out on someone like ZywOo. I say someone like ZywOo, it would be on ZywOo.
Someone like ZywOo, not ZywOo.
Yeah,
like,
not ZywOo specifically, but just someone like ZywOo, right?
If only there was someone like ZywOo, but there wasn't actually ZywOo,
Mizuta, let's see, he got tagged through the wallbang early on, and this round is a slaughter. NAVI, they keep it under wraps, they keep this B site under lock and key. Look at the bank accounts on NAVI right now. Everyone has so much money. They're fine. They could literally just be buying up these AWPs time and time again. They could be bringing double AWP setups into play. They're not losing these bank accounts before the half comes to a close.
One big problem for Vitality right now on this T side is every time they've executed, they've walked into a stack. They've walked into 3 players pretty much every time, right? Even on those rounds where they forgot the bomb and NAVI have like 4 players outside of A waiting because they know Vitality are about to plant. Vitality keep rushing, and that's, it can be hard to get out of this hole in overpass when nothing's working. When you're like, we tried A, man, we tried B, nothing's working. Like, obviously, then you need to start throwing in fakes. Then you need to start using the connector and getting that control early, right? Taking B water, putting pressure on B, forcing rotations, going up con silently, faking B and then hitting A, stuff like that, Keeping things dynamic, keeping NAVI on their toes. NAVI have always had the information. They've always known where this bomb is going, and stuff like this. Like, look at this double setup in con right now. This is a great example. NAVI have all the info. They know Vitality are outside of B.
Oh, but the flash is good. Doesn't matter. Perfecto still swings and takes one down. Flamey. Oh, he's retrieved an AK off the ground. He's hopping, jumping around, and somehow he gets away with another. It's all left onto ZywOo, who doesn't commit into B right away. He tries to go back for this con fight, and in doing so, it's given Boomich time. He was in the connector with Simple. He crossed cat and gets into B. Now ZywOo's found him, giving himself a 1v2. Simple in the site with the AWP, does have that Deeg as his secondary. He's using the big 3. He's going to bet Simple. That was close either way, but Simple wins it out. 11 on the board for NAVI. Round 14 of the half, and once again, the money is a problem for Team Vitality, but at this point, you might even be tempted to just keep these forces on up. And that looks to be the decision.
Vitality have 2 opening kills in this map so far, and we are 14 rounds in. It certainly doesn't help that they can't find advantages and, you know, be allowed to fall back into, you know, 5-on-4s where they can execute into a site knowing Navi are split 2-2. They've just not had that luxury. They actually waste 2 smokes, not waste, but use 2 smokes, getting past that double Molotov in middle. That's a lot of utility, a lot of dedication. You often see 1 smoke get used, but usually they just abandon that second.
If you've used 2 smokes here for Vitality, that surely means you're planning to go fast into this A site, right? Like, they're set up over at long, they're set up in toilets, and that looks to be the decision. Throw a close smoke over here towards long. That's going to allow them to aggress up close behind it. Simple. He's actually, I think he's holding for this boost on over.
I thought he was going to throw a nade. Yeah.
It is. That goes in a little bit later. Yeah, he keeps checking. He thinks they're going to try boost up for the peek into the site, and they're not. They're pushing close to this smoke, so Simple readjusting, and he's not even needed. Electronic with the mow down. And now 12 on the board for Na'Vi. I don't even know, man. Like, Na'Vi went from looking like the same team at the Road to Rio in the CIS division, and then just like remembered, oh wait, hang on, we're incredible. And then it's all just clicked into place.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's happened
in
between Nuke, Dust, and now Overpass, but Na'Vi, they are hitting the ground running, and they're looking to sprint away with this series under their belt.
Maybe Na'Vi had an epiphany at 14-9 down on Dust 2, because since that very round, since that point, Na'Vi have looked like an entirely different team, and they've made Vitality really struggle in this game. None of the calls have worked, none of the reads. Walking into stacks, and even in that round where they don't walk into a stack, the 2 players on their A site just shred Vitality. And that's a problem, right? For Na'Vi, what are your options for Vitality? You walk into a 3-man B setup, or you walk into Simple and Electronic on A. Neither of those options are very fun for Vitality, and well, Simple is going to make them worse by the moment he finds a kill, traded quickly. Electronic gone. This is a chance. This is a round for Vitality. Carved the path to a victory. Boomich is pushed out to drop the bomb. There's no one here to stop him. There will be a trade from lower, but actually Boomich runs away. Oh, I was going to say, if he got away with that, that would be worse than murder. But RBK has kept Vitality in this round by the skin of their teeth. A bomb plant allowed and a 2-on-2 retake for the half. 2-on-3 rather.
Vitality, they've peeled off. They've taken extremely passive post plants here because they want to do everything in their power to deny these early fights to Na'Vi. They are just playing for this bomb plant right now. And this is the perfect way for Vitality to be dealing with this. They triple peak the moment that bomb is tapped, and it's ZywOo to find them both. 3 at the end of the half for Vitality. They are a long way behind that of Na'Vi. Can they pull it back to get back into this series, or is it going to be Na'Vi running away with it? Gonna have to join us in just a minute to find out those answers.
has been a real roller coaster, a real rocky road. And, you know, back on Nuke, one round.
I'm remembering it, but also, I'm trying to be realistic, Hugo. 12-3 for NAVI, right? Like, if they end up giving this one away,
yeah,
that's a hard pass from me. Like, I don't know how they would. However, this pistol round would be a good time for Vitality to begin this comeback. If they were ever going to, this round feels like a necessity. So let's see if they can get it under their belts. Boomich down here, creeping his way into connector. But Apex up here on this boost, you have to be real quiet because Apex... Well, that's not what he wanted from this position. Now trying to get out of there, and does live to tell the tale, even landing a blinded shot onto Boomich. He's lost his teammate in Mizuta, and now this B play is looking to come through, but RPK at the barrels, tag, dink, the flashes are helping him out, and he's still doing damage. They can't get past RPK. I think he's got one bullet left in the USP. He's still looking for fights. Perfecto now in this 1-on-3. And Perfecto outfitted with a Glock. Hardly the anti-tank equipment you would want for dealing with this man in this site. Swinging on out into the 3 players here. And Vitality going to get the pistol round locked in.
Elliot put up a stat earlier. I can't remember the exact numbers. It was in the first half. But how about, you know, RPK's rating is this. But in pistol rounds, it just goes, it skyrockets. It goes up astronomically, and Vitality have very good pistols off the back of this man. He shows us right there. It's like Breezy on EG, man. If you watch EG play a pistol round, it feels like no matter what, like every time I watch EG play pistol rounds, Breezy gets 3. Doesn't matter the situation, doesn't matter whether they win or lose, Breezy gets 3. And that is the same for RPK, it feels, inside of this team. So, Harry, look, I'm not putting my money on Vitality. I'm not betting my house on Vitality, but I am keeping my eyes glued to this screen despite the dominant first half, because that pistol round for Vitality can spur them on. And again, we know Na'Vi have had troubles on the T side, especially on a map that, okay, Vitality haven't been playing a lot recently. Guess who else hasn't been playing it a lot recently? Na'Vi. So Perfecto's looking into a wall with his knife out. He's going to get shot in the back. And that will be a clean round for Vitality. Na'Vi coming in with guns in the next. And this is a must-win round for Na'Vi, right? They don't want to start letting Vitality get confident and building together on the CT side, because it can take 3 or 4 rifle rounds, add in the anti-ecos, and suddenly Vitality are up to 10 rounds. So, you know, just, yeah, I don't know, Harry. I don't think it's as clear-cut as the scoreline says. I really don't. If we have to go off with the previous maps in this series.
Well, this is an attempt at running the bonus round for Vitality, which at this scoreline, to me, is both ballsy, but also screaming confidence from the Vitality side. However, Nade Stack has found its way onto Apex early on, so a man advantage taken for Na'Vi. Not only now do they have the firepower advantage, but they're leading in manpower as well. They're going to leave Flamey to hold on to the extremities of this B site. Now, Vitality, they've pushed 2 players down into water. That's going to be RPK and Masuta holding this short side. And with this kind of aggressive lie down at B, they're going to start to get tempted to push. And as this happens, the splits come in from Con. The timing seemingly couldn't be worse for Vitality there. Zywoo is going to spring on out with a kill from the B site, and so Na'Vi will slow it right down. They will reconsider their options, but they're sat in this 3-on-2. It's very much Vitality with their backs against the wall here. Both these players down at B. This is at least going to allow Shox, I was going to say to upgrade his gun, but he hasn't bothered looking. But one of these AKs that was dropped over at short side is instead coming on a very fast rotation into A. I like this from Na'Vi. I would love for them to slow down and have these players at short bait the players into the site for electronic, and that looks to be the decision. Instead, on the back of seeing that and hearing that they're still trapped in CT, they're just going to take this plant.
Vitality thought it was a fake for a second. They actually ran down to B until they heard the bomb. So, yeah, really not convinced at this point. They're going to give it a go, but first man down and second man out. Zywoo wants nothing to do with this clutch, and he will give it away to Na'Vi. And yeah, okay, now Harry, yeah, Na'Vi 2020, baby. It's already over. It's done. It's lost. It's all my confidence is back.
Yeah.
I never doubted them. I knew it was going to happen.
Hugo, man, you know, this is an interesting talking about outside of this series. But for anyone who's been too busy watching this matchup and maybe hasn't seen, per sources, obviously not 100% confirmed just yet, but per sources, Xyp9x is looking to take a break from Astralis, but not even a break, actually. It says that he's left Astralis for the time being.
It doesn't give reasons.
Whatever that means. But,
Zipnik's out of Astralis. Check HLTV.
yeah, that's a wild one.
Yeah.
How does that sit with you, Twitch chat? Let us know. Hashtag DHMaster.
In the report as well, it mentions the fact that Astralis have asked NIP about acquiring Lecro, which is a very interesting one as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of things to talk about. I imagine our analysts will give it a brief bit of talking as well, maybe after this map or coming into the second series. So, yeah, I mean, stick around. Like that's a crazy world we live in. We were talking about it a little bit at halftime break, Harry, about how, you know, actually, I think we'll save it for later. We'll get to it later, but. Yeah, very interesting timeline we live in. Astralis without Glaive, without Zip, and without S-Tag yet, at least. Still waiting on that contract, so still some time for Astralis. Na'Vi, they aren't waiting around. They are pushing and prodding at that B bomb site. Boom is looking for a pick, gets mollied, and Vitality have 3 on B with a double long setup. This is quite a weird one. Even though it's not getting countered, even though Na'Vi don't realize this, they could walk through A, not only plant and clear the bomb site, but even flank into B right now. So you can actually see Mazuta's in CT checking the stairwell on a timing because he's scared of Na'Vi coming in on a flank. This is just a big gamble from Vitality, and it does pay off for a kill in the short term. Electronic gone, and now Vitality might want to look at rotating B because that's where Na'Vi are heading. No Perfecto, though. He could win this round on his own, or he could call the bomb to follow him, and that would be a big mistake considering these aggressive positions of Vitality. It would probably be better to flank B, but Na'Vi don't know that's available. Perfecto's about to get meeted by ZywOo, and he will get dropped as well. Shox is in the T-spawn right now. He's going to be great in the late round, and ZywOo just needs to hold on to A for the short term.
Must feel terrifying being Perfecto in this situation, but Flamey, he's got your back, Perfecto. He's got your man. However, have you got his back? Because they get shot in it by Shox. The turnaround attempted from Simple, but it's not enough. 6 on the board for Vitality. And Na'Vi, no money left in these bank accounts. Well, there is money, but it's like it's an awkward amount of money. You don't look at this and think, yeah, man, let's take this investment. Because here's the thing, like if you're Na'Vi, it's 13-6, and there was a time where this was 12-3, and so slowly but surely Vitality are making this competitive. They're going to come in with an investment, but it's nothing more than a hero AK on Simple, with the rest of the gang still with money available. So this is a kind of risk that you can afford to take. It's going to leave you with one player a bit more limited in this next round, but that's not the end of the world. And the difference between this one and when Vitality did it with ZywOo in the first half is that Simple actually has players with armor around him, so every kill that he gets is a gun gifted over into the hands of armored players. And even if Simple dies, that AK can be retrieved, it can get juggled around. You could still get a lot of usage out of your kit in this round without sacrificing the future. So it's the same kind of reward here for Na'Vi, but a bit less of a risk. Let's see if they're able to get anything done with it.
Ooh, the spam could be well timed. Vitality move to the monster as Na'Vi leave this position. They walk right past that smoke into B water instead, and actually pushing and prodding is Simple, getting a bit of damage off into both those B players. Simple going to try and fake connect and not going up on Na'Vi. They are fully dedicated outside of B right now, and Vitality know that. Look at Shox's position. He's pushed up a toilet. He knows that A side is pretty empty right now, and Na'Vi is just going to commit with 25 seconds. Mizuta on the swing gets 1 doubles, triples, and Mizuta shutting it down. 4 kills off of 1 spray, 1 mag, 1 guy. And he puts Vitality on 7. RPK, I think, found 1 kill in that mix, but yeah, nice mow down from Mizuta. A couple of those players armorless certainly makes things easier, but that was a nice little spray, and it will keep Vitality in the lead, or not in the lead, in this game rather, as Na'Vi have money to buy back up. Perfecto's dropped a gun to Simple, team player as is tradition, and now Simple's got exactly what he wants. The AK, Electronic running out mid. Does he realize the AWP is there? ZywOo's peeking off of the timing and will just miss it, falling back because of the party Molotov, and actually wants to hang around in mid for the fight. Simple slinks back through the smoke, and so ZywOo sees nothing, but he might get caught by Electronic coming up through mid. Luckily, ZywOo very fast in his rotation and supported by Shox. It's no problem, at least not yet. And this is Na'Vi doing the same thing. Na'Vi want B again, Harry, but the only difference is they're putting early A pressure in to not only keep Vitality on that top side, but get rid of some util, hopefully work a pick to draw a rotation, and then a late B hit in this round.
Yeah, you'll know when this B hit begins, because I'm imagining Electronic is going to rotate back to retrieve this bomb, and so that should be the kind of go signal for Na'Vi. 50 seconds left, and you'll see Electronic moving back now, and as he's taken up this position, they get delivered a kill down at the B bomb site. And they are making progress, they are getting in, but they still don't have this bomb under their control. Now Electronic's going for it, so there's going to be time here for Na'Vi. Rotations coming through for Vitality, though. This is the one downside. Na'Vi, they've got the bomb site. They're in a position where they can try and contest for this plant, but it's not able to come through just yet. And this has allowed Vitality to push on in and start to take up these positions in the site itself. So now it gets a little bit CQB, a little bit close quarters here. And well, Vitality come in swinging. Wow. They lock it all down. 3 for Shox, 2 for Masuta, 8 on the board for Vitality. And I tell you what, coming into the second half, I wasn't believing in the comeback. But Vitality, they have got it now. It feels like, right? They are on the path to making this doable.
Yeah, and right there was the inverse, Harry, of one of the rounds actually Vitality lost in the first half to Na'Vi. Remember that round where Vitality were late with the bomb to A? They go and they take the site. Na'Vi are forced into CT, and then Vitality late plant and Na'Vi retake. Well, the same thing just happened there on B, but the inverse for Na'Vi and Vitality, right? Na'Vi, they get B, they get the kill, they get the site, but they don't have the bomb, and they just have to wait. And in all of that waiting, Vitality know it's B, and they just group up and set up for essentially what is a retake, but they don't even let the bomb go down. They wait for Na'Vi to bring the bomb, they wait for them to move out of the monster, and when they commit to pushing from pit to site, that's when Vitality just storm them with 4 players. So yeah, really good read. That's why this late bomb that's killed both of these rosters in this game is a bit of a problem. And that was a round that Na'Vi even had the pick into B as well. They will lose it. You say it yourself, Harry, this comeback, you can't count it out. And that's why I was sort of believing coming into this half, because Na'Vi have had their troubles on the T side. And again, 1 round in this game, in this second half, out of the 6 played. That's not something to go off. That's not positive for Na'Vi. And yes, okay, 13 rounds is great. They're only 3 away from taking this series, but will those 3 come? That's the question. Vitality giving them answers, and the answers aren't what Na'Vi want to hear. It's going to be a 9th round here, dealing with the pistols. Another buy from Na'Vi, but this is do or die right now. Na'Vi may have pulled a comeback on Dust too, but Vitality might have one up their sleeves here in Overpass.
Lots of players here for Vitality. They are going to try and pick these fights up.
Okay, cool.
I don't really know how he wins that one, but he does. He loses a teammate in the process. Masuta is a bit of a punching bag in that situation there. Now a 4-on-4. If Na'Vi were to have quick played into B, there was only Apex here with so many players aggressing down in mid. However, now the rotations have come through, and one by one, these fights go down. Right now it's all even, but ZywOo, he's a man who never likes to know the odds. And he's going to hold down at this B site with everything he can. A minute left on the clock, and Na'Vi, they've steered away from B. They tried to get in. And at the first sign of that pesky ZywOo fella, they've slowed it right down. ZywOo peeling all the way back onto Graffiti. Going to try and hold this one from afar with the AWP. Flaming out from pit, 2 players in from it short, and ZywOo given an angle. They haven't smoked bridge. He's got that information. He sees the bomb get thrown across, so he knows there's a man in the site, and he knows there's players at Catwalk as well. Information for Vitality, but is that going to be enough? A 3-on-3, Shox closing the gap. Molotov, that's going to cut off these players at short. Vitality knew that there were guys here, and so they isolate this one fight inside of the site. Now they set up to deal with this double short hold. Smoke down on the bomb, Simple. Going to rise to the occasion with the AWP. It does shut down the first man. Shox tapping it, trying to bait these shots out. Gets tagged by Simple. Oh dear, he's knifing on the bomb. Shox goes up and over, but the shot's not connecting. They've lost each other in the smoke. It's a very weird round, and now the smoke fades. Shox gets deleted and Na'Vi 14 rounds to their name. They finally get another T-side round up on the board.
Yeah, Flamey makes a big play there. He only gets away with 1 kill, but that really sets Na'Vi up for that 2-on-2. He plants, and then he crosses into the pit, and that is of huge value. He avoids Shox, who runs on the bridge, and essentially gets behind Vitality on that retake, killing ZywOo. Shox trades, but Flamey really provides the kills in that round that make that happen, and Simple and Co close it out in the post part. Na'Vi, they find another round, and now the sweat wiped off of our brow just that little bit more. Oh, it's back again. Shox dropping Electronic in middle and starting off this round for Vitality. Perfecto's had to smoke the molly in the con side and come out into B short here. There's no support in middle, so going up those stairs would be a big danger right now into enemy territory. ZywOo is there with the rifle. Shox has the AWP over him, keeping it after that mid pick. So interesting turn of events here as Na'Vi decide to bring that bomb back through spawn. Perfecto's going to work up into middle with his team, but they've got to clear out so much lost map control. All the meanwhile, Flamey's holding on to B short, knowing or trying to stop Vitality from getting aggressive and communicate rotations up towards that top site. If Vitality run up towards A, he can't hear that from B. So more info potentially for Na'Vi that they could use. But right now, no one moving. Steadfast are Vitality with a man up. They have no reason to change this setup. Why don't Na'Vi even want to go here? It looks like an A play with Boomich pushed up. Flamey's passive outside the monster. And again, we can always come back to, you know, if Na'Vi don't get this first kill or things don't go well, they can drop down connected to B. But right now, Flamey is selling a fake. He's kept 3 players at monster. This is of great value as Na'Vi commit with 20 seconds.
Oh, and Boomich getting that kill has opened this A site right on up. Bomb plant going to come on in for Na'Vi in a 4-on-3. Team Vitality, they have done well to grind it back to this scoreline. And now, faced with a 3-on-4 retake that they are going to go for, they're not playing for overtime, but with that kill going their way, maybe they are. Maybe they are backing out of this one now. They felt like they had a chance in the 3-on-4, but not with only RPK and Apex. They back off, they save, they hold on to these weapons. But it's match and series point for Na'Vi, just 5 kills away from locking in a victory here over Team Vitality.
Yeah, I really like that round for Na'Vi, right? Like, they completely deny the information for Vitality. The way they do that is by never coming through mid off spawn. They actually just go connector early. And so the only info Vitality have is Na'Vi are in con and outside B. Na'Vi then late walk up con with that bomb coming from spawn. And by that point, Vitality, they're a man up, right? So they've fallen back to the A site very passive with ZywOo and Shox on A. And so Na'Vi, they're able to have Flamey outside of B on his own, throwing 4 grenades into the B bomb site, spamming, and while that doesn't do anything in terms of force rotation, because Vitality are confident because they're a man up, they just keep 3 deep in monster, and Na'Vi execute into a 2-man setup with both the entry kills. Simple gets right-clicked in the back by a knife by his teammate in spawn to start this round. So not what Na'Vi wanted, but at least it's on the AWP at the end of the day, right? Simple can still find effect despite not having the help. Na'Vi not making it easy for themselves, though. Luckily, only 1 round, as you said, to push them over the line and to take this best-of-3 series. This is, of course, the opener for Group D. We do have the rest of Group C, or at least 1 more game from it, coming up after this. That God-sent Spirit game getting moved to a few days' time. I would imagine that's related due to the fact that Mir was having power outages yesterday for the side of Spirit. So that's why we're here in Group D, and we're here to stay. Na'Vi, they might be as well. They get a quick kill to jump trade from Apex around the corner. He gets tagged up, but he does get away with his life. That's the most important part, as it keeps Vitality in this 4-on-4. Na'Vi still sat outside of B. 3 players on lower with ZywOo solo AWPing on that top site. Na'Vi with the bomb outside of monster look like they want to commit, and into the stack they go.
Flash in, and Masuta. Okay, right. But Boomich getting that equalizer, leaving it back in a 3-on-3, and maybe the blinded Boomich is not enough to make this round doable for Na'Vi. Perfecto fast in from Cap. Blindsides Apex, Shox in with a response, still here fighting at this side of the map, but Boomich catching another, and this one all falls onto Shox to keep it alive. He's not able to get it over the line. It's Na'Vi closing this out 16-9.